So Broderick Jones, man, um, look, people called him a bust during the preseason. I push back. People called him a bust after the first game. I push back. People called him a bust after that debacle in Denver. I didn't really push back, but I thought, we need to see more. You know, I am no longer pushing back. I no longer need to see more. Broderick Jones is a bust. Now, before people go absolutely ballistic, here's what I'm going to say. Yes, he's playing out of position. He's not a right tackle. I think he's a good kid, and I think he wants to be on the field, but he hasn't outplayed Dan Moore Jr. He hasn't. But I think he wants to be a left tackle because that's what he is. So I believe that. So he's frustrated by that. I think he has a little bit of not a little bit. I think he's got an elbow injury. So I think that's part of it. But not knowing where you're going, not knowing the plays, not getting off on the snap count, not giving effort, what is that? That has nothing to do with you playing right tackle. It just means you're not giving the effort. You're not studying to know where you're supposed to go. You're basically just not being a professional. And look, it's not the Steelers replaced him. Okay. So it's not like, he got beaten out for his job by a guy, a rookie that didn't even go to training camp. Think about that for a second. He got hurt in the first preseason game. That's the guy that took Broderick Jones' job. I'm just saying. As soon as he was ready to play, he was right back in the starting lineup. As soon as he was ready to go, he's right back in the lineup. Broderick Jones has regressed. The things that he does now, good. Don't get me wrong. Pat Meyer is an awful offensive line coach. He's not teaching technique. Guys are not in the right positions. I understand that. But Broderick Jones got to be a professional. All this pushing at the initial contact, and that's all you want to do. He doesn't run his feet. He doesn't draw. He doesn't step with the right foot. He doesn't step go in the right direction. Everything is a catch. He doesn't go out and fire off and hit a guy. He catches guys. And if everybody wants to give him the arm excuse, his elbow's hurt, then sit your ass down and get healthy. Because what you're doing isn't helping. Like literally, it's not helping. you know? And the Steelers have to play him because they don't have anybody else. Like they don't have anybody that's even that good. And how he's playing is not good football. Steelers don't have anybody. So what are you supposed to do? It's troubling. It's troubling. That's my point. It's just Broderick Jones. If you want to start saying that he's a bust, you're not going to hear me push back on it anymore. You're not. I'm not even sure that I'm going to be the person to go out and say, oh, he's a bust. I don't know that I'll say it, but I'm not going to push back if people do say it. I know I'm not going to, not till I start seeing better football. Now, again, I'm not saying he can't get better. You haven't heard me say that because he's got a load of talent, supposedly. What he does have, he's got crazy athleticism to be that size, and he's got a lot of power. But if it's unrefined, again, that's a Pat Meyer job. If it's unrefined and he doesn't have the want to, then what are you supposed to do? You know, at some point, he's got to be the guy to do something. At some point, he's got to want to get better. He's got to want to play better. And I'd like to hear what he has to say about how he's playing. Not, well, I got to play better. Well, what are you going to do to play better? Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to get in the playbook? Are you going to stay after practice, work on fundamentals, work on your footwork? What are you going to do? Don't just tell us you're going to play better. You've been saying that since the first preseason game this year. That's 2 months ago. Over 2 months ago. Shit. Well, I mean, at what point are you just going to play better? Are you going to be better? Don't tell us you want to play better. I want to do it. Well, okay, great. Go do it. But there were so many plays in that football game against the Cowboys where you're thinking, what in the hell is Broderick Jones doing? Like there was a play, and I know I showed you all in the all 22, where he comes off the plays away, he smacks a guy, he turns, smacks a guy, and then does a 360 like he was a damn ballerina to go block a backside safety or cornerback, excuse me, that had no chance to make the play. I just what are we doing? What are we doing? That's what, instead of going downhill, trying to block a safety, cut off a safety, go get in the play. No, I'm just going to smack this guy. I'm going to do a 360 and go block this cornerback who's not even running to get in the ball. And that's another thing. The false aggression that Broderick Jones shows. The false aggression. How many times have we seen him go clean a pile late when he could have just blocked his man and the play goes for an extra 3 or 4 yards? You know, he's gotten penalties trying to clean a pile way late, showing all this aggression. Hey, man, I need you to show your aggression at the point of attack. Okay? Show your aggression there. Don't show your aggression after the play trying to clean a pile. We don't need it then. We need it because your man's the one making the damn tackle. Go show your aggression then. Oh, man. I just, I'm so frustrated with Broderick Jones is because I see how good he could actually be. But you know what? The NFL, or I should say, on the street, are full of guys that had the ability to play in the NFL and didn't. The streets are full of them, of guys that were in the NFL, had the ability, but they just didn't have the want to, and that's it. That's it. So I don't know. Maybe Broderick's one of those guys, man. It's not like every first round draft pick hits. I mean, the Steelers have bust too. So I know there's some people in the chat that are saying he's not a bust, but I mean, I can't tell. Can you tell? He is way worse than what he was last year. Way worse. Let's get to some comments on it. Get to some comments. In season is not the time to get better fundamentally. He may not be any good till next year, which is scary. Which is scary. That he's this bad, and hey, he might not get better because in season is tough to work on fundamental work. That's scary. Scary stuff. So, another one. What will it take to get a good line and conditioning coach up in the house? Hey, man, I don't know. I don't know. When do we start blaming Mike Tomlin for not having a good offensive line coach? When do we do that? Is it okay to do that? Because I think it's okay to do that. I think it's okay to blame Mike Tomlin because isn't he the one who ultimately hires the coaches? Yes, he is. So I think it's okay. So my man Jess says blame Big B, blame coaching. He was mishandled. I think he may have been mishandled, but just because you're being mishandled doesn't give you the right to not be a professional. And when I say not being a professional, not know where you're going, not giving effort, not blocking guys. Just there was a play in the game, and I showed y'all on the all 22. There was a pin and pull in the second half. That play probably goes for a minimum 25 yards. It goes for 4 because Broderick Jones pulls out, and it's him and a cornerback. And he doesn't even touch the corner. And the corner makes the play. Literally. Everybody else has their guy. It's Broderick or not Broderick. It's Najee Harris and open field until a safety who's 20 yards away, who's not making the play in the hole. And Broderick doesn't even he probably couldn't even have sniffed to tell you what the cornerback smelled like. He probably couldn't even have done that. That's how far away he was from blocking this guy. It was absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, man, I love Broderick. I want him to be better. I think he can be better. But right now, he's not better. He's not better. And we can blame the coaching. I agree. Blame the coaching. It's partly the coaching, but it's also him. It's also him. So we just have to get better. And yeah, coaching matters. Coaching matters. In the NFL, people act like coaching doesn't matter. Yes, it does, man. Coaching 100% matters. Lord have mercy. I mean, I'm not saying that coaching is everything, but it's a lot. It is a lot. But guys also have to want to. They got to be professionals. They got to want to go do it. So, we just got to do it. We just got to do it.